But look, let's get stuck in. Let's have an amazing week. I was thinking to myself this morning how lucky I was to have my first 2 leaders in real estate. And you know, I'm about to promote them, funny enough, because one was David Chapman at Colin Chapman Real Estate, and then the other 2 leaders were Richard Stanton and Craig Nealon from Career Property. And what I was thinking about this morning with a few idiosyncrasies that I've experienced over, I guess, the last couple of weeks is...
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's perfect. That means I'm cooked. It means I'm on point. I should have my shirt on. My shirt's that one.
I didn't know.
Perfect. And so, however, back on track, Stephen. What they did to me, I'm forever grateful for. You know what they did? They made me invest in my own training. And I can remember, and Janelle worked where I worked, they made me, at that time, before I came to this business, invest in all my own self-development, all my own real estate training. And what made me think about that is how grateful I am, because here's what I stop and think about, right? If someone wasn't investing in you, would you invest in you? And how much have you invested in yourself? And it's got nothing to do with the people in this room, even though it does. It's got to do with everyone listening to this. Stop and think about yourself. I mean, stop and think about this, right? The best investment you can ever make is within yourself. That's the best investment you can ever make. But you've got to stop and ask yourself this. If you're not prepared to invest in yourself, well, then why should someone else? It's a really good question, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So if you're not prepared to invest in yourself, well, then why should someone else? And if you want to get better at something, the only way you're going to get better at something is either with practice and repetition or learning something that you don't already know. So to learn something you don't already know, you've got to get out of the space that you're in, and you've got to find the resources and the tools and the strategies that are typically in training courses that will give you those things that you don't have. And that's how you can become better. But if you're not prepared to invest in yourself, well, then it's near impossible to have advancement within oneself, within the profession that you've chosen. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to be in real estate. This message is for everyone out there. For everyone out there. That the best investment you can make is within yourself, and I encourage everyone to do it. And here's what you can't do. I can remember, and again, Janelle Everest would remember this, and so would Jen. And Jen at one point pulled me aside because everyone only looks at where I'm at today. So the thing is, this message is for everyone, is to try and inspire people. Because here's what happens, right? I was losing my house. I had no money. I was struggling to keep electricity connected. That's where I was, right? I was going to Anthony Robbins. I was going to every real estate course available to man. And Jan Higgins would see my pay come in, and instead of it going towards my family, she would see that go in advancement in whatever areas that I believed advancement was in. And Jan Higgins pulled me aside and she said, Steve, all this money's coming in, right? And I see it not go home, I see it go on all these courses. You're at these courses all the time. I really think that you should not be doing that, Steve, right? But I said at the time, because I believed in what Richard Stanton and Craig Nealon told me, and thank God I did. And with Jan, thank you, Jan, for that advice. It was beautiful advice. But it wasn't advice that was connected with where I wanted to get to. And here's what Craig and Richard taught me, right? They said, Steve, keep investing in acquiring the knowledge that you don't yet have. Because it's that knowledge that's going to give you what it is that you seek. Does that make sense? So what is it that you seek? Well, then it's up to you to create that opportunity by going and gaining the knowledge that you need in order to make it happen. Stop waiting for people to give you that, Start investing in yourself, because it's with that investment comes about that sense of ownership, that sense of responsibility. Yes? Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you're in this room. Doesn't matter if you're in any other real estate agency around the country. Doesn't matter, even if you're not in real estate, no matter what industry you're in, you want to become the most valuable team member, the most valuable person, you want a pay increase, go and learn something you don't know, and go and start doing more than what your colleagues do. And I promise you, eventually, if you work in the right place, you'll be recognised and you'll get advancement. So So it's for everyone out there. So, coming back to what we're here for. We're here to kick off our Mondays, have a bit of fun. You'll see the video. We're also here to reward those of you who lived our values and were voted by your peers. And it's really hard to even say that. You know why it's hard to say that, Alicia? Because everyone lives our values here. And I'm so proud of every single one of you, right? Friday, we had some fun. And on Friday, was Friday Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we had some fun. And, you know, we were given a gift. And the gift that we were given was the gift to see you all come together with your culture. And what I witnessed in here, culturally, what I witnessed in here with how strong you are as a family is absolutely phenomenal. And what a great day it was. Ended up having a great day, didn't we? We gave away roses. It was fantastic. We went to the hospitals. That was Catherine's idea. She told me in an email it was her idea. So we went to hospitals. We went to nursing homes. You know, we did all these things and we did it unconditionally without expecting anything in return. And that's the best thing you can do, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And every client that came in on Friday, you should have seen their faces light up. Connor's got a theory. Connor's got a theory that he should be out there helping the community more often. And so his next idea is getting some umbrellas, you know, get them covered with love and help people the next day that it's raining get their groceries from the shopping centre to the car. And he said, Dad, I'll get us on the map because I'll carry the whole trolley. That's right. Pick up the car and take it to the shopping centre. So that's what he's going to do. So did you call him, Liam?
Yep.
And what happened?
At the moment, he's getting some stuff so he can get the day started with signs, and he's got a final as well.
So I've already booked him out for finals. So what I'd like you all to do, because he's so willing, which is fantastic, it's really important that we're not booking him out from 8 o'clock. Can we not do that, please? It's great, no one's in trouble, but you've got him booked out from 8 o'clock every day, which is it's great because it goes to show how busy you are. But let him be in here so he can witness this every Monday, and so he can get his day ready as well. But isn't it great to have someone that's willing to have his day started at 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Whose final is he doing?
Lewis.
Fantastic.
And then
So-
Frank Courtney's Heston Building.
Okay, so, you know, we want to make sure that we're taking care of those things as well, but it's great that we've got that person to provide that support. So here we go. So her wealth of knowledge is absolutely phenomenal, has knowledge beyond what we have available with us as our small love community here. Telling it like it is certainly her forte. Oh my goodness, give her a cigarette and a drink and she'll soon let it rip. And always, regardless of her health or her ailments or what's going on, willing to give a hand and provide beautiful advice, beautiful life advice. And that's Judy Phenomenal McCosker. So thank you for everyone who voted for Judy. I'm going to give that to the camera. There you go.
Give it to her later.
And this person, wow, okay, already. He doesn't get any votes at home, but there you go. So displays values in everything he does, has a can-do attitude, and an absolute pleasure to work with. So thank you for everyone for voting for him. I really appreciate that. Connor Thor Cromie. So, you know, you fracture stereotypes every single day. You always turn up being completely different than everyone else. But does anyone have any examples of how we fractured stereotypes last week? Anyone have any examples that they want to share? Did anyone go and hang out at train stations and try and mimic what Nicole did? Did we become free Ubers? What happened last week? Anyone got any examples? There must be someone. Come on.
Went to the hospital and nursing homes and gave out roses for no reason other than to make those people's day.
Absolutely, and that's huge. And the whole reason behind that, when we were down in that little back room having a discussion, is Catherine was saying, well, think about it. These people are working night shift. It's ended up being a good thing it was left in the afternoon, but they're working night shift, right? And here they are in night shift, already doing a job that they don't get thanked for enough. So that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So well done to all of you fracturing a massive stereotype there. Anything else that you believe that we've fractured stereotypes in the week that just was? Anyone at all got any ideas? Anything?
Thank you yourself, Steve, in the sense of on Valentine's Day you actually went and picked up the flowers personally yourself as the owner of the business, and yeah, you're giving the lady the rose as well. Rather than, you know, buying a bunch and taking it away, you actually gave her one yourself.
Well, I only did it because I had an audience, you see. It worked. No, thank you. Well, you know what? You have lots of examples, and the reason why you're struggling is because... So thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for choosing. More exciting news to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you now. I'm not going to tell you now because I'll get in trouble later. And I've finally got something caught in my throat. So it might be a good time to get stuck into the day and have a good week.
Thank you.